Have you ever slipped up at Augusta? Now that you've been,
Well,
coverage, media, you got the
yeah,
access.
there are things you shouldn't say. Fan is a big one, and
Yeah.
it's in their eyes it's short for fanatical, and they don't want to refer to the people that are out there as being fanaticals. They want that's why you hear people say patron. You could probably say spectator, and nobody's gonna. But if I said fan, first of all, I knock on wood, I don't think I would say it. Because you give yourself a quarter of a second to sort of, govern it, what you're going to say. If I said it in my ear, I'd get from a producer, I'd get, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
You don't say driving range, it's a tournament practice facility. You could probably get away with back nine. The saying is the Masters doesn't begin till the back nine on Sunday.
Right.
But if you said back nine on the air, you would get reprimanded. You'd get a little, because it's the second nine. Because what you don't want to have said, you don't want somebody to say is he's playing the backside really well.
Right.
Because back nine's close to backside, and backside is just far too colloquial and too close to, I'm not going to say which commentator, but somebody famously said, what's giving him problems here is the wind from his backside. And, over the years, there are certain things that certain way they like it done and referred to here. And I think you speak generally. I can remember one time we had a new sort of head of the Golf Channel, a fellow by the name of Tom Stathakis, 15 years ago or so. And he was great leader. And he came in, and he was like, the reason you wouldn't be in this room if you weren't the best at what you do. Everybody in here, people will hold a camera to write graphics. You're the best at what you wouldn't even be here. He's like, but let's remember, let's slow it down here. Let's talk slower, okay? You don't have to be in a hurry, okay? This is like sitting on the front porch having sweet tea with your grandmother. Slow it down. And so that's the way now. And the live from, you can get a little bit. If you go to the live telecast, it very much has that front porch, sweet tea, talking to your grandmother feel to it. And that is by design. Less, they want fewer words. One of my favorite stories here about how less is more is famously Frank Chirkini in 1986, when that leaderboard, if you go back and look at that 54-hole leaderboard, it was legend after legend after legend after legend after legend. And Frank Chirkinian famously came in. Of course, that was Jim Nance's first event, I believe. Ken Venturi's there, all these great commentators. They're great at what they do. They're the best. And Frank Chirkinian famously came in that Sunday. He said, I want everybody in here to think of 2- and 3-word exclamation points, responses to great shots. He goes, we've got the makings of an epic event today. And the only way we can F it up is if you guys talk. So you think about that message, and then you think about the putt on 17. Maybe. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
3 words. What you don't want is, it looks good, it's going to go down, it's going to break left, it's in the hole, Jack. You don't get that.
Right.
Maybe. Yes, sir. And that's what you get. And Jim Nantz, maybe a few more words, but it was the bear has come out of hibernation.
Yep.
You get these great calls by Jim Nantz and Vern Lundquist, and back then it was Ben Wright, and they're judicious in their word choice, and it's softer, it's slower, and it's more reverent, and I think that's a big part of the reason why it's the best golf tournament of the year, I would argue.